I am still eating a banoffee pie. But it's fine. It's all fine.
It'll be
It's
fine,
absolutely
mate.
fine. Mm. I can do a podcast like this.
Okay, we have started, by the way.
Oh, have we?
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Formula Farm podcast. It's time for our review of the controversial 2019 Canadian Grand Prix. I'm joined, as always, by Rage himself. How are you, my friend?
Absolutely fabulous! How are you?
I'm very well. I'm good. A little bit disappointed by Formula One in general,
Yes.
which I'm sure we'll get to very quickly. But yeah, overall, I'm good. So yeah, we're here to talk about the Canadian Grand Prix. Was hoping to be a turning point for Ferrari, and maybe a chance to actually get some kind of championship going again between Mercedes and Ferrari, and a chance to end their dominance. And it wasn't to be, was it?
Mm-mm.
It was. Yeah, well, we'll kick off with it. We've got to talk about it, and we'll probably talk about it in length. So let's get started.
Well,
Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton were having a fantastic race. Almost the entire race, nose to tail. Still wasn't quite sure who was going to win. And then Sebastian Vettel makes a mistake, corrects it over the grass, forces Hamilton a little bit wide, and then gets a 5-second time penalty. I mean, don't think we're going to find many people that were in favour of the penalty.
No. Well, apart from Toto Wolff and Nico Rosberg, everyone was against it.
I think Toto, he had to be diplomatic because he probably knew there was going to be an appeal, but he did generally seem that in the favour of it being an incorrect decision. Yeah, I mean, going to the incident itself, the way I look at it, I don't see, with the car control that was needed to stop him crashing, that he could have done anything differently. And I think that's the big difference between someone making a move over the track to block someone off after cutting a corner, and this incident was that he wasn't in control of the car. So how can that be his fault? Is that your general opinion as well?
Well, I think yeah, he didn't exactly do himself any favours, did he, by making a mistake at first? But I think there was a part of him where he was so locked up that he couldn't stop the car going into that end part of the corner, and another part of him that kind of did want to hold the line. Like, I think he joined the track with the intentions of giving space, but if you watch the replay of it, he's had a massive kick of oversteer as soon as he got back onto the track. So that bit of room that he could have left was completely taken up. So yeah, I completely don't agree with the penalty. I think it's harsh, but I think there were slightly more that he could have done to maybe give himself a little bit of a chance not to get a penalty, but still keep Lewis behind him. But yeah, it's so touch and go. There's no way they can ultimately decide the end of a race on that kind of penalty. I think what they should have done is say you need to swap round or you're going to get a penalty. You need to give Lewis the position, and then let them deuce it out for the last couple of laps.
Yeah, it could have been an alternative, but it's not. With that letter of the law in terms of the rule he broke, that's not a penalty option. Because I don't think the penalty wasn't for maintaining position by cutting the corner. It was for dangerous driving. In terms of him forcing Hamilton almost into the barrier, and Hamilton obviously having to brake. But I mean, you're right. I think he would have known. There was a little bit of movement at the end, maybe, that just made sure Hamilton didn't get past. it's one of these really difficult things. I understand that when these rules are broken, they have to. The situation of the race isn't taken into account. It has to be a black or white decision, no matter who it is in what position and what race has been gone before or follows. But it did just completely destroy what was shaping up to be a very good race, because Hamilton looked like he had more pace at that point, and ultimately that is what I think forced Vettel into the mistake. He was getting under pressure, and at the end of the day, if he hadn't made that error, none of that would have happened. So it's tricky, but we were robbed of what I think would have been a fantastic final 10 laps or so, to see if Hamilton actually could have got past.
But one thing you can't take away from what happened is it was another mistake.
Yeah, no, I would agree. It was him cracking
Another
under pressure
forced
again.
error. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame. Of the two drivers you probably wanted in that position, I think Leclerc at the moment would have been the better one, but he, for whatever reason, didn't have the speed this weekend. But yeah,
He said after qualifying he's been struggling with the pace all weekend.
Yeah, I think that showed in the race as well, didn't it? Obviously, he caught them quite a bit towards the end because he pitted a few laps later, but it still wasn't really enough. But yeah, it is another Vettel mistake that has robbed Ferrari of a victory, and I think that turning point, if it was ever going to be there, has now come and gone, I think.
Really?
I can't see how Ferrari can pull it back now. You know, not winning at one of their strongest tracks, arguably.
Arguably robbed, though.
Arguably, but at the end of the day, they don't have that victory and they don't have the points advantage, do they? So, 62 points now between Vettel and Hamilton. It is, I guess it's still catchable if they miraculously find the speed, but what was borderline impossible before has almost become impossible in my view. After that, because Mercedes will have very strong races to come.
Sorry, I've finished my banoffee pie now.
That's all right. How was your banoffee pie?
It was rather nice, rather special.
I'm glad. Good. Do you recommend the banoffee pie?
I would, mate. Lovely.
Wonderful. Good chat.
I completely off topic, but I posted something in the Discord that I think you'll rather enjoy.
Okay, he's very off topic, but I mean, it's got nothing to do with this podcast, so.
Well, it's Formula 1 related.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, is that DC?
Yeah. In Cape Town.
Okay, I might have to get this up on stream a minute.
It's that good, right?
Yeah, it's very good.
Oh, I might have to
This
see
is
if I can get it as
David
well.
Coulthard in a little van in Cape Town. Enjoy.
I've got to try
Still
and
got
get it
some
up
moves, the old DC, isn't he?
there. He got some fucking moves.
What a lad. Hopefully not copyright music, I'm sure it's not. I thought it'd been superimposed when it was really small.
No, it's DC, mate.
That's definitely DC in there. Okay. That was a nice little interlude. So yeah, I guess before we get onto the race a bit more, a few more things have to be said about his demeanour afterwards and his reaction. So obviously storming off at the end of the race, not parking in Parc Ferme and just getting out and going to the Ferrari motorhome. And obviously told that he needs to get to the podium ceremony and then swapping the old numbers around.
Swapping the old cheeky numbers about, Matt.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of mixed comments about this, about whether it's Vettel the crybaby back, or or is it genuine frustration and a bit of a funny moment at the end?
Oh, I think it's harmless, completely harmless. If you don't have a little bit of fun, Jesus, you're in the wrong sport. It's a little bit of fun, mate. A little bit of banter. A little FIA banter.
Yeah, but what do you
They're
think?
known for their banter, aren't they?
What, the FIA?
Yeah.
Notoriously, yeah.
Notoriously known for their banter. For the banter.
They'll come out and this will be a big joke. He won the race.
Banter wins.
Definitely not. I don't know. It was a little bit unnecessary. I do feel for him. I know he was very frustrated, but you've sort of got to man it up a little bit and not just storm off like that. But it was. I genuinely thought he wasn't going to go on the podium for a little bit, which would have been pretty unprecedented. I don't think that's ever happened, has it? In recent memory, at least. But he definitely did in the end. So, yeah, was there much else? I don't think there's much else to say. I mean, Ferrari had the quicker car. Bottas had a very off weekend again.
Yeah. Obviously, well, I can confirm he did have his porridge.
He did he? Okay.
Yep. He definitely did have his porridge.
Is it exactly the same brand of porridge?
Not sure if it was the same brand porridge. Porridge was consumed, but cannot confirm it was the same porridge.
Okay. Well, I think what has happened is what I think a lot of people suspected is he can't sustain this kind of challenge in the way that Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel can throughout the season. I think that consistency is still not there, is it?
No, he's just not as good, is he?
No, I mean, he's still in the title fight, don't get me wrong. One bad result or one DNF for Lewis and he's right back in it. And arguably, Rosberg won a championship with still some pretty off weekends and Hamilton potentially being the better driver for that season. So it's not all over for him. But it wasn't a strong showing at all, was it? Especially in qualifying.
Well, it's not over. I think he can still eat some more porridge and turn it around.
Okay.
He's not going to, is he? Is he second?
What, in the championship?
Third? Fourth? Fifth?
In the race or the championship?
Championship.
He's second, yeah.
Oh, he's second.
He's still a long way above anyone else. He's for 29 points off for Hamilton at the moment.
Do you think he could actually put on a title charge?
As I just said, it's still possible. If he has some good wins here or there, he's shown that he can beat Hamilton on merit at times this year, which he's not shown before. Particularly, he did a bit in his first season. But say if unreliability comes into it at times or incidents, or it's perfectly possible to turn around to 29-point advantage, isn't it?
I guess, yeah.
But
all it takes is a DNF and you're right there.
Well, exactly. But I think it is going to have to be that kind of thing to turn it around. I can't see him outscoring Hamilton if they all have clean races between now and the end of the year. You just can't have off weekends if you want to win a world title, really.
No.
Not as consistently as he's doing. So.
Are they off weekends, though?
Oh, Jesus! Jesus!
Surprise, Fox!
Jesus Christ!
I heard a bit of rustling, so I was kind of ready for him. I think that threw rage off. How are you, Fox?
I'm good. Just got a job interview tomorrow. 2, actually.
All right.
Congratulations.
Not fucking job top trumps, mate.
All right.
Congratulations, mate. Well done.
Straight in there.
Hope it goes well.
Thank you.
I'm sure it will.
This is a Formula Fun podcast, mate. It's not job podcast. Come on, keep it factual. Keep it on the right straight and narrow, mate.
Yeah.
I'm actually dinner about 10 minutes ago.
I'm actually up for a job. Here at Mercedes, they're looking for a second driver.
Are they?
This is slightly harsh.
They don't have a billion other people to fill that. No, he's gonna be fine, I think.
Yeah. Do you think you came in there with? Do we think it was an off weekend? Do you not then? Do you think it was just his pace
I'm
being outclassed?
I really like Bottas, and I hope he wins the championship. But I mean, you gotta wonder if those weekends where he dominates are his off weekends at this point.
Hey, isn't that the wrong way around?
No, where Bottas dominates, is it?
Oh, you mean they're rare events in terms of that's the
No,
off
is it
weekend
Hamilton's
also.
off days?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that Bottas's off days, the days that aren't Bottas pace, is whenever he is doing really well. That was the joke.
I see what you mean.
Hilarious.
Suddenly someone classic joke. Tell that one in your job interview. It'll get you far.
Look at who? Did you just call me an ass? What?
No, I'm Bottas version 1. Don't you get it? We've already moved on from it a little bit, but as you've joined Fox, you got any views on them? I'm sure you do, but what are your views on the Hamilton-Vettel incident?
I mean, I'm just gonna let every other single racing legend speak for me whenever I say that I think everyone agrees that Vettel shouldn't have been penalized. But yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of outcry. We even saw a tweet from Nigel Mansell, which we don't normally see, saying it was a terrible decision. So, yeah, I think everyone's, apart from maybe Hardy's, in agreement.
And Rosberg's apparently saying that it was fair.
Of course he is, mate. He's got a massive dick up his ass.
Okay.
You're saying anything if you got that.
Yeah. Well, it's just about Ted Kravitz being a jerk. You didn't say anything terrible about him.
Hey. What's that about Ted Kravitz?
I'm just whenever he was like, Ted Kravitz was a jerk to me, and like all I asked for was hi or whatever, and he didn't ignore me.
Yeah.
Oh, me?
I was making a joke. Yeah. Anyways,
He
inside
was.
joke.
He was. Confirmed.
I think you were joking.
Ted Kravitz is a penis.
And I feel like that's exactly what you said whenever you saw it.
100% confirmed.
Why he was addicted to you. Yeah. Okay. Before we move on from Ferrari and Mercedes, Leclerc, bit of an off weekend. Was it just not up to speed on the circuit, or is he still not quite at that level that when Hamilton and Vettel were on world champion pace, if you like, he's still not quite there?
He's never raced there. I
Not
think
last year.
whenever Leclerc has raced at a track before, then he's on the pace. But whenever it's the first time he's showing up, yeah, he has
Last
raced there.
year.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Norris, but he doesn't have as much experience on those tracks. Is my point. So like, I feel like whenever he has that experience behind him, he is on pace, and whenever he doesn't have that experience, he's off pace.
I think that's fair. I think he has still got a little way to go, hasn't he? He's still got some speed. You're going against Vettel, who arguably should have won the Canadian Grand Prix quite a few times, and Hamilton, who's won it 7 times.
Yeah.
As much of a specialist as you could possibly get on a track, so I think it's fair. He wasn't far off in the end. He finished the race a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So not a bad weekend for him, and some more points. So yeah, do you think going forward to the likes of France and Germany and UK, is it going to be back to the regular Mercedes procession, or do we think Ferrari have actually found some pace this weekend, or was it just the track?
I mean, I'm not getting my hopes up personally. I basically switched to IndyCar at this point.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
There's nothing to watch in Formula One right now.
I've got to say, if it wasn't for that controversy between Hamilton and Vettel, we would have been talking about another pretty boring race.
Yeah.
It's not really ignited this championship at all this year.
I did fall asleep twice.
Oh, there you go.
But I was watching it on Peasant View.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
they should have cut out the boring parts.
So it's even
So
less
all of
time
it.
for you to watch, yeah.
But it didn't start for me until like 11 o'clock, so I was sleepy
Oh.
boy.
Okay, fair enough.
I've got some absolutely cracking memes though. I hope you guys are ready for the memes that came out of this weekend.
You're talking to the two people who are always incredibly responsive to the memes, yes. I'm sure it'll be a brilliant section. Where you won't get mad at all. We'll see, I'm sure it'll be fine. Before we go on to Red Bull, I actually want to start with Renault because I think they had a resurgence this weekend after us talking pretty harshly about them last time out. And a staggering performance. Renault.
Oh, okay, sorry.
They're a Formula One team.
I didn't hear who said it was. I didn't. Okay. Formula.
And Daniel Ricciardo had a staggering weekend. I mean, he was brilliant. Qualifying lap was just something else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Aided by two of the drivers from the top teams not having stellar laps, but still stellar lap.
Still,
well, yeah, I mean,
he was faster. Yeah. He was faster than Bottas and Gasly, and
Verstappen technically.
Yeah, but I think that's the one that might have been ahead of him. And 2 tenths off Charles Leclerc. So, considering it's a Renault that he's probably got a second deficit, or maybe a little less than that this year. It was a fantastic performance from him, and great to see him actually smiling back in that car, or genuinely smiling. I know he's smiling all the time.
Yeah.
Didn't he hold off Bottas for most of the race? No.
He did for a large period of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it wasn't until he pitted. Like I don't think. No. Yeah. He didn't. Yeah, he didn't pass him until after they both pitted, and then he had fresher tires. Bottas did.
Yeah, but they were dueling, all the way through that first stint, and he was typical Daniel Ricciardo style, not letting him through, and battling hard. And yeah, both Renaults did pretty well in terms of. I think they were best of the rest by quite a distance this weekend. So.
Well, they've they let out a bit of a press release that they've slowly been able to up the pace of their power unit. I think I found out it's something to do with conrods. I don't know, something like that. Okay. Some weak conrods.
Do tell.
Sorry?
I want an in detail explanation of this.
That's all the detail I have. The conrods, mate.
Okay. Well, boom. That's a terrible explanation.
I don't know. It's something to do with conrods. I have no idea. Redesigned conrods are now making them been able to turn up the power.
That just sounds like a lie. But sure.
It's not a lie.
I'm sure it is. I'm joking. Yeah, whatever it was, they did have. I mean, McLaren were very strong here in a straight line and in qualifying.
Motorsport.com. Renault was running reduced engine power due to conrod issue.
I know. It just sounds like it's even got the word "con" in it.
Is that so? What's wrong with the car? Have you got any sneaky details? Yeah, conrod issue, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, the left phalange fell out.
Yeah, the old actually it's a conrod issue, mate. It's conrods.
Yeah.
It's a terrible shame, but we've made some more. It's fine.
No one's ever heard of conrods. Yeah, they're very revolutionary, only in our engine.
Yeah, just conrods, mate.
If you opened it up, they're so discreet you wouldn't even realise they were in there.
Conrod failures, mate.
In there, but it was definitely conrods. Yeah.
Conrods, yeah.
So we just made some new ones and stronger because we didn't think they needed to be strong in the first place because they were in an engine.
Conrods, mate.
Well, if that is the case, then good. They've got some power back. It's still in the corners. I think they're struggling, but yeah, I think considering McLaren improved here this weekend as well, and they were some of the quickest in a straight line. It's pretty decent. There was a moment early on, moving on to McLaren with Norris and Verstappen, where Verstappen had got past him. I think it was when Norris got past Verstappen, and then Verstappen tried to get back past him, even with DRS, the McLaren was pulling away. So yeah.
Yeah, different tires, but yeah.
Yeah, but on the straight, by the end of it, that doesn't make much difference, especially at Canada. So I think they did have some good engine modes available, and I think that's the case. They have started to turn that engine up a bit.
Yeah. They have baguette mode.
The what mode?
Baguette mode. Croissant mode.
Okay.
Weak Conrod mode.
Did you hear Christian Horner whenever Croft asked him if they had a party time mode with the Honda engine?
No, I didn't see that.
No.
Yeah, he replied, he's like, no, we got a sake time.
A socky time?
Sake.
Yeah.
What?
Sake, the drink.
Oh, sake. Sake.
Sake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sake, isn't it?
I think it's actually sake.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, that's where I went wrong.
Sake.
Oh, what have we done? The accent's back. Lovely.
What do you talk about is sake?
Why even in these accents when you have to go over the top, do they then change into you having a stroke? I don't understand it.
There's no stroke involved.
We do the accent and you do a weird thing at the end. We go
Sake.
yeah.
That's what they do, mate.
Okay. Let's move on from that because it's not offensive in any way.
Moving on then. No, of course not, mate. What about, mate? It's fine, mate.
It's a pretty decent performance from Lando Norris until his car set fire to his suspension.
Yep.
Through the brakes.
Brake failure. Yeah, brake.
I
guess brake
that.
failure.
Did we have fire? Was it a fire?
There was a few fires.
Did you not see Lando Norris's fire?
There was a fire?
Yeah,
no,
they
I saw the
didn't
fire.
show. Oh, I was like, they didn't show that on Peasant View.
No, I saw the fire. I also saw Sergio's fire.
That was Stroll's fire.
I saw Stroll's fire, mate.
I don't remember Stroll's fire.
It was no. I thought it was Sergio's.
Did Sergio have fire in the race?
There was someone's. No, not in the race. It was in like practice or something.
Yeah,
There was a fire or
Stroll.
something.
Stroll was in FP3.
Oh, was it Stroll?
Mhm.
Was it? Oh, there was a fire. At some point, there was a fire.
There was.
Stroll's fire.
Weekend
Could have been a
complete.
fire.
Best race of the year.
Let's say there was how many fires do you reckon in total? Three fires? Two fires? Couple? More? Two fires.
Was there a little fire in Magnussen's crash?
Probably.
It might have been a little bit of a fire there. So it's 3 fires.
Best weekend of the year.
3 fires. Best weekend of the year.
Yeah. Plus, Bottas got fired.
Oh! No, he didn't.
Too soon. Give him a bit of a chance.
No. I guess if anyone's going to get fired, it's going to be Gasly. But
yeah, we'll get on to him after we finish up with McLaren, I think, because it was for all the praise I've been giving him at the last few races at the mocking of rage. He went even further back. If I thought that was even possible this weekend, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I don't know how he did that.
It's a terrible weekend for him, really.
Starts in the top 6, and then he falls backwards. And he finished behind Bottas, who started like 8th or 9th or something.
He finished behind both Renaults.
Well, yeah.
Wasn't even best of the rest.
That's true.
Who's this, Gasly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be there very long. I still think he's gonna get replaced by the Torpedo, who is performing amazingly, I might add.
He is putting in some great performance, isn't he?
Yep.
I just don't know. Can Red Bull go through that again? Danny Kvyat in that car.
Oh, nice. But it'll be better than Gasly at the moment.
Oh, but it's Danny Kvyat, will he?
It's okay. China's already passed, so he can't destroy Vettel.
Remember, Kvyat was.
No, he's still got Russia, mate.
Yeah, that's true.
True. Remember, Kvyat was very good in the Toro Rosso before. Doesn't necessarily translate to him being very good in a Red Bull. We'll have to see.
I guess.
Hardy saying, I really want Gasly to do well. I think he has the talent, but it's too early for him to be in that Red Bull. Maybe, I think it's just the environment as well. Verstappen is so deeply bedded into that team, and he's such a step ahead of any young driver that gets put into that car at the moment. It must be daunting. A lot of pressure. But
Rich is saying that apparently Channel 4 have suggested that the Hulk might be going to Red Bull.
Really?
That would be a bit of left field.
Yeah, I know they do like to praise their kind of program, but can you imagine how cool that would be? It'd be a massive kick in the face to Renault, though, wouldn't it? Because they've got beef, haven't they, at the moment?
Well, that's another reason why Red Bull would want to do it. Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Yeah.
I also can't wait for him to not get a podium still.
Yeah, you would find a way not to. I think we all think Hulkenberg deserves that chance, but it would just be quite a strange decision from Red Bull. But
I think out of anyone on the whole grid, it's Hulkenberg deserves that chance.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Or Alonso, but he's not on the grid anymore.
No, I don't. Alonso's had his chances. He doesn't need that chance.
That's fair.
Yeah, he's done okay. He won quite a
If you
few
think
races
about the
and
top guys, of all, most of them have had a chance. Arguably not Perez Perez had the McLaren shout.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's literally just old Hulkenberg who haven't had old Hulkenberg, mate, who haven't had any reasonable shout.
Yeah, Perez. It's difficult for Perez because it was a McLaren that wasn't a race-winning car, or even a podium shot of a car. But yeah, arguably he should have stuck with. Well, if he stuck with that team, he would have had a miserable few years. So it probably works out better for him. But yeah, he could have shown a better showing, especially against someone like Button. If he'd gone in and beaten him, he would have been much more highly regarded than he did at the moment. Yeah, the only one technically on the grid would be Kubica. Hasn't had that chance, but obviously circumstances.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they do have to do. It's difficult. Red Bull. They clearly don't have the car. It's not going to be a championship winning season. Even if they miraculously found the car, I'm not sure it might even be a race winning season. The way it's going. So it would be a bit of a snap decision. Do they have any need to do that this year?
No, I think it'd be a good meme, wouldn't it?
Okay, well, you heard it here with Red Bull. I know you've got hundreds and thousands, 700-800 employees and spending hundreds of millions of dollars a year, but you should do it for the memes. Definitely worth it.
Definitely.
Just going back to McLaren quickly, I mean, Sainz had an okay weekend. They struggled in the race. Norris, I don't think I've ever seen that. Brake setting fire and actually burning the suspension. It's
a bit random one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think everyone presumed he'd hit the wall, but nope, just burnt through his suspension.
I wonder if he thought he hit the wall. Like, what the heck?
No, I think he knew because he'd had a few offs the lap before. Where the brakes just weren't stopping, so I'm pretty sure he knew he had a problem. Actually, no, he thought he had a puncture, didn't he, over team radio?
Well, I think he thought he had a puncture because it felt so weird in the rear end. I think he had a proper rear brake failure that just literally imploded the rear end.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, brake failure, suspension, and it collapsed.
Imploding the rear end. Yep, totally.
Yeah.
It did.
I'm just.
Yeah, there was one line
phrasing.
It was a bit.
What's that? What did you say?
I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something dodgy.
I said it was in. Oh, okay.
I think he said something that felt like something.
The rear end.
I think he said something like it felt funny in the rear end or something.
That was it.
Gotta be careful, mate. If it feels funny in the rear end, just gotta be careful.
Clip that one out, Hardy. It's one for the highlight reel. Yeah, it was a bit of a shame for Norris, but he's kind of got time on his hands at this point, isn't he? So he can see where they're going. I think it's emerging that it's looking like Renault and McLaren that are going to be fighting out that best of the rest slot.
Yeah,
unfortunately, but yeah.
Quick word on Max Verstappen. I think he just highlighted the fact that he couldn't even get anywhere near the Ferraris and Mercedes. That it was a pretty poor weekend for Red Bull in terms of speed.
Not quite there.
Gave it a good go, but couldn't really do much. Obviously, qualifying hurt him as well.
Is that track really showed the slight disadvantages of that power unit and the chassis, I guess. It just highlighted those issues, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's strange because we've all been praising Honda this year in terms of their straight line speeds, so you would expect them to be even stronger here. So
I think it's one of those tracks that's a real good mix of both. So not only its power, it's also the low speed aerodynamic corners. You know, because a lot of the first and middle sector is like low speed switchbacks and stuff. It's a tough little course. I think it has to complement in every single way. That's why you'll see such a massive gap from the top guys, because they've got cars that can really, you know, make advantage of those kind of tracks.
yeah, you need a car that you're able to strip off the downforce to get that speed in the straight line, but have enough mechanical
Still
grip
keep,
to still
yeah,
work in
exactly.
corners, yeah.
I don't think Red Bull have got the ability to do both yet.
No, I don't think so. It's a shame because Verstappen's been on fire this year so far, which is what he's been missing the last couple of years, but they're still unable to give him the car.
There is a crazy stat, which is that Verstappen has not finished behind a teammate since Monaco last year.
Yeah, he's alright, that kid, isn't he?
So that's crazy.
Well, up until this race, I think he hadn't been lower than 4th as well.
Probably, yeah.
In this season, he's considering that car deficit. I mean, can you imagine what he would do in a Ferrari or Mercedes at the moment? The form he's in, we would have a real battle up front. But hey, we'll see. I'm sure Red Bull will get their act together. Well, we've been saying that for quite a while now, but I'm sure they will at some point. Racing Point, home race. Stroll and Perez, pretty diabolical qualifying, and then Stroll managed to somehow pull 2 points out of the car. It's definitely a good weekend for him in terms of how he's rated throughout the paddock. It was a pretty stunning drive, actually, for that car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, mate, what car?
So, thanks everybody for watching the Formula 1. I think these two have completely lost interest, so we're going to end it there.
What car?
It's Racing Point. I just said,
Stroll.
yeah. I was just agreeing with you. I mean,
Stroll.
I honestly don't even know if Perez made it onto the big screen the entire race.
Oh, Perez.
Some would say it was a stroll in the park.
And on that note,
he's here all week, folks. All week.
No one else wants him.
No, we were literally trying to kick him out, but he just came back.
Got a whole contract, and if someone doesn't buy him out of it, you know, it's a whole legal thing.
Yeah, he bought my house without me knowing, so now I can't even move out. Or sell it. Yeah, no, I thought it's a good race for him, and it's he's starting to come back a little bit ahead of against Perez. But then Stroll has shown the last couple of years that he is unsurprisingly, I guess, a Canadian specialist. So it's a good weekend for him.
Probably buys out track time all the time and just practice.
What a public park.
Oh yeah, that's true. Probably just rides his bike around it. There we go. Anyways, but yeah, no.
Rents out the bits that aren't public. Just does one corner all year. He's really good on that corner, but the rest of it surprises him.
Yeah, I forgot. That's such a weird street track. I always forget that that's a street track because it has runoff area in some places, so it just seems weird.
It's an island, man-made island for the 60s World Trade Fair or something.
Yeah.
It's quite a weird venue, really.
Yeah. Similar to Belle Isle, Detroit race for Indy. I don't know if it's man-made, but yeah, similar thing, street course on an island.
Cool. Thanks for that.
But yeah, Stroll did really well, and I think Perez has highlighted this, is that Stroll has really good race pace, and he said that Stroll has better race pace than any person he's ever raced against in the same car.
Interesting.
I think Stroll
Almost
gets a bad
he's
rap.
pandering someone that's the son of the guy that owns the
That's
team.
fair.
I think he does get a bit of a bad rap, though. He's not awful, is he? Really?
No.
I mean, get a podium in your first season? Was it his first or second?
Yeah, legitimately. In in a
Williams.
fucking Williams.
Shows some pretty good talent. So yeah, we'll see how he goes. Racing Point, I don't know. I do wonder if they are getting the upgrades which they haven't had in previous years, but I think it's the base car that didn't get off to the best start because that money didn't take effects on this year's car. So
I think they might be a front runner whenever the cost cap comes in.
yeah, we'll have to see. We'll talk on that in the news because there is a bit of news about that, and maybe how that will affect teams and how it's enforced. Toro Rosso, good weekend for Kvyat. Pretty miserable one for Albon. I didn't realise, but I thought it was a lot closer between those two, but it's close-ish on points, but Kvyat's outqualified Albon 6-1 so far, so he really is having a good return. I always almost don't believe it just because he is such a big meme, but he is actually doing a pretty decent job.
It's nice to have memes in F1 again.
Oh, we always have memes. Rage will always find them. On a week. Hardy, I think Stroll is good, but he's not as bad as, say, Giovinazzi. Well, getting on to Alpha, I actually think, maybe controversially for this, Giovinazzi had a very, very good weekend.
Yeah, I like Giovinazzi.
Outqualified Kimi Räikkönen pretty comprehensively, and then outraced him as well. So, actually, quite a good weekend for him. But another miserable one overall for Alfa Romeo.
Oh yeah, they didn't score any points, did they?
I don't think they're developing their car, are they? They just literally made a car. That's it. Just do your best, boys.
That's your Alpha.
Yeah.
That's the Alpha way. We don't need to develop it.
Yeah,
It's brilliant.
Alpha.
It'll break down a lot, but it's brilliant. Somewhere.
It's called Alfa Romeo. There's no Beta Romeo or Charlie Romeo. Actually,
that was terrible. I actually like that. Yeah, it's in the name. That's true.
They only make one car, and they sell it for $15 on Steam.
And then 3 years later, they'll say, "No, this is the final car now. It's now $45, but it's exactly the same." 80 early access jokes. Okay. Yeah, a bit of an off weekend from Kimi. I think might be starting to take its toll. Its toll a little bit. The lack of speed in that car. Do we think he'll be there for multiple years, or do you think he would have had enough by the end of the year?
Isn't he signed up for 2 years?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter with Kimi, does it?
Guess not.
No, he'll be there. He'll be there for the 2 years, and I think he'll go after that.
Yeah. He's getting very old at that point, so.
Just, I mean, isn't it just like right down the street from his house where the factory is?
I mean, that was the major decision in it, yeah. To go to the factory, yes, just down the road. Haas. Pretty diabolical.
Some brilliant radio.
Yeah, there's.
Oh, the old K-Mag.
Yeah. Good to have to come over and tell him to shut the fuck up.
I've never driven a worse racing car in my career or something.
Yeah.
Pretty scathing. I think he was referring to the job Haas did of putting that car back together. Well, Kevin, if you hadn't have stuck it in the barrier and put it into 1,000 pieces beforehand.
No, he explained what he meant. He was just talking about the tires. They have problems with the tires. That's what he was talking about. He quickly corrected himself. Like, I was not complaining about the rebuild job. Like, I really appreciate what they did for me and stuff.
I think he was.
Oh, I genuinely thought he was complaining about the rebuild job.
I think he was, yeah. Considering he was, George Russell beat him on pace this race. I think there was something a bit further wrong than just tyres.
It's probably, but yeah.
But they were.
He's trying to save face, at least.
Yeah, I think considering Grosjean struggled a lot this weekend as well in terms of pace, I think there was maybe tyre issues or something. They're just lacking pace a little bit. There's almost a little gap has developed in the midfield now. Racing Point and Toro Rosso are holding on just about McLaren and Renault, but Alfa Romeo and Haas do seem to be falling back quite a bit. So we'll see how that.
At least it gives Williams something to try to catch up to.
Yeah, right. Nice joke.
That's not happening.
No. Not a hope in a month.
Do you think they can survive until the cost cap?
Yeah, I think
they-
they've got the financial aid to do it. That'll be all right. They've been doing it this long, mate.
Whether they could actually meet the cost cap though, at this point.
Yeah, I don't think they even need that much. Maybe they do amazingly well.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Yeah, finishing off Williams, it was a very Williams weekend, wasn't it? Not
Yes.
much more to say
Yeah.
on them. Quick word on Magnussen's crash. It was pretty epic.
Yeah, it's a fucking contender, mate.
He really stuck that into the wall, didn't he?
Yeah, he really fucking did. Gave it a good old go.
That is what
Did you see the tweet from Rich Energy?
No.
They tweeted out and said like how much of a badass that Magnussen was because he crashed it into the wall, which caused Verstappen not to get through to Q3.
They can't have rival energy drinks companies doing well.
Apparently,
yeah,
Hardy
obviously.
said there was a spicy reply to white bikes as well. I didn't.
Really?
I haven't heard that. No. Hardy, let us know. Obviously, a bit of a delay, but let me know what that meme is, and I'll surely relay it.
It's almost like we've got a section for that.
Oh, ooh, spicy.
Okay, it was it wasn't the best Canadian Grand Prix. Obviously, it was lit up by that controversy. I think it was interesting to see Hamilton and Vettel going toe to toe, but yet again, it was a pretty boring race overall. I'm just waiting for the season to ignite. I'm waiting for something to happen.
You're poking it with a stick, waiting for it to happen.
I do. We have those events in the season where you have those races that you'll remember, but it just hasn't happened yet this year for whatever reason. Hopefully,
I can't read it, Hardy. What does it say? One sec. I've got it. It looks spicy, but I'm just gonna try and find it. White bikes performance by design.
I think they might have deleted the tweet because I'm not seeing it on their Twitter account.
Too spicy even for the marketing team. They removed it.
Well, I think they got a bunch of hate messages.
It's something to do with Renault. I don't really get it. It's something to do with Mercedes. Sorry, there's a picture of a Mercedes. Oh, I'll post it so you guys can see it as well in the normal Discord.
Okay, cool. Well, that can maybe be into the news section, which is coming up very shortly. But first, we have
Oh shit! Crash of the week.
hey, we're back on form. That was the form of the first
okay.
about 10
There was replies.
podcasts. Was
Okay.
how long that pause would be.
It was just some bollocks from White, and then Rich Energy had a little bitch back. Anyway, it's yeah. Anyway, it's crash of the week, you bastard.
There much competition this week?
No, Magnussen done. End of. Move on.
Cool news. Little bit of news from Canada. Apparently, Ferrari are going to appeal the decision, which, as far as we all understand the rules, they can't reverse a time penalty. It would be, if anything, just against the points on his license and the fine. Is that
Yeah, I
correct?
mean, I guess that is the technical rules, but I mean, you can always change up the rules.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Oh my god.
I think there is, no matter how irritated we all were by it, I think there were grounds for that decision. So it wasn't a slam dunk in terms of reversing it. So even if they could, so I don't think we'll see anything from it.
I mean, I don't understand why the argument is if they could. I mean, they can. It's just whether or not they want to set that precedent.
Yeah, exactly. It would set a pretty bad tone for the future, and a lot more would then be appealed after the race. It would just cause a nightmare, really, wouldn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah. Be like, oh, I want my 5-second time penalty taken away, and then they'd get like 27,000 appeals.
Yeah, exactly. Be a nightmare. So I guess the main bit of news is the proposed cost cap for 2021 of $175 million. It's the problem with a cost cap, which I think we've always known, is how do you enforce it with these big teams that also develop their own engines and sell parts to other teams, and the likes of Ferrari and Mercedes? How are you going to limit them to 175 million? Considering they
I
build
don't know
their
how
own
they're going to
engines.
govern it. That's what I don't understand.
Well, yeah, there's going to be so many ways around it, surely.
I just don't be like, you have to give us all of your receipts at the end of the month, otherwise you'll
Yes.
get penalty points.
There's definitely no accountants in the world that we're going to be able to fiddle that, are there?
Yeah.
Watertight, isn't it?
Yes.
As an accountant, I can say there's no way to do anything shady in business ever.
Here's my business card.
Now here's my card.
I can definitely not get your taxes down to nearly zero with legal tricks.
Okay, I might have to have a conversation with you after the podcast. Yeah, I mean, it's...
I only know U.S. law, so yeah, you're out of luck, mate.
Okay. Is there any sort of offshore in America I can do?
There's better offshores than America.
Go to the fucking.
Our taxes
Cayman-
are the
Cayman Islands?
wrong way around anyway. They get taken off when we get paid rather than having to pay them back at the end of the year. So.
Yeah, same way.
Oh, I thought you had tax returns.
We do have tax returns, but like
Is that only
they
self-employed?
take they take them off during the year, and then we have to file a tax return, and then they give us back all our money basically.
Oh.
It's really
okay.
stupid.
That seems like very okay. Not even
Well, it's not. It's very clever if you think about it, because they keep your money for longer.
The reason why they do that is because like H&R Block and tax whatever services they make it complicated so that people have to use those, so they can make money. So,
Yes,
anyways,
I'm going to say I understand that and move on.
there's lobbyists. That's all you have to know.
I mean, yeah, if they can enforce it, it's a great idea. It's always been a great idea, especially the way Formula One's been going. But I feel if anything, it's going to create more of a divide because these midfield teams are going to probably stick to it a lot better, and the front teams will still find their ways around it. I just can't understand how they're going to govern it, especially in the case of engines. There are going to be some engine changes for 2021, and when you've got the likes of Mercedes and Ferrari building their own engines, I mean, surely they just sell it to them to themselves for free, like that's. And the development cost of the engine probably won't be included in the cost cap. Therefore, it's not really. It still doesn't make it fair, does it? So.
Yeah, I guess they could not regulate. They might have to do two cost caps. Might have to do a car cost cap and then like a development cost cap.
Yeah, maybe that would be a way around it.
What about a cost cap for paying the staff and the drivers, and a cost cap for dinner, and cost cap for breakfast, a cost cap for cost caps?
Cost cap for the accountant to keep the cost cap.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Cap everything. Sorry, mate, can't go that fast. Speed cap.
We're all staying in Premier Inn this weekend, boys.
We need to find a couple of extra tents in the aero department, so we're all staying. We've actually got a really nice campsite.
We've had to get rid of catering if you all bring your own packed lunches. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a good idea in theory, and there's a lot of promising things promised for 2021, but the proof will be in the pudding, won't it? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. I feel like that's the only way that we're going to get new teams, though.
Yeah, no, that is one of the... Well, it's something we desperately need, and it is what is needed to encourage new teams to come in.
Hardy said we need a cost cap for Rage's new emotes. Or emotes, sorry.
Wow, you got new emotes, huh?
I'm getting some, mate.
Nice.
Not paying for them, so it's proper cost cap.
Freebie gift. The old freebie emotes.
Freebie caps, mate.
It's all free.
So yeah, I'm using my free tokens to get them. It's all free. I just thought saw quite a funny little meme on the White Bikes Twitter. It said, "Let's have some fun with Mr. Story. Who's ever heard of White Bikes?" How about Rich Energy Haas F1 driver Roman Grosjean, pictured on the 26th of August 2014 on a Lotus F1 team demo day, riding a white bike?
Oh dear. I bet that's one thing in his life he never thought would come back to bite him. Yeah, it's a bit light on news, as it normally is this time of year. There's not much else, I think.
Bit quiet on news, mate. Should we move on?
Oh yeah, other than the controversy, yeah, pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Ferrucci got 4th.
Oh,
Jesus.
Add one to the counter.
Right, let's go while Rage prepares for his meme.
I've got them all already, mate. They're all pre-prepared now, mate.
Okay.
But it's
Oh
fine.
gosh. Oh,
Well,
I'm not ready.
We'll do it first anyway. Fancy F1.
I need to update the predictions. I completely forgot.
Oh, well. There's some time for you to do that then, I guess.
Goodness.
So, Grant stays in the lead, actually extends his lead a little bit with his brilliantly named F1 2019 team. Again, big points from Mercedes. I'm losing confidence in this F1 league. It's just all Mercedes people.
I'm in 3rd.
You choose Hamilton and Mercedes and you're guaranteed over 100 points each week. It's bullshit. Rob losing some points on Norris there, Ricciardo and Magnussen Kvyat. Some team is in 3rd. 872 points, falling even further back now.
He's in 3rd?
He was in 3rd before, but he's...
Oh, I thought I was in 3rd. It lied to me.
Who's in 3rd?
No, you're a long way down. You are, Ray.
Who's in 3rd? Huh?
You are.
What team?
So Albon lost you quite a few points, actually.
No.
Turboed.
No.
He's lost some points for Norris as well.
No.
Not many points for Raikkonen.
No.
Almost entirely your points came from, hang on, 70, 110. Oh, you actually... Huh? Am I bad at maths? Or... Yeah, Albon and Norris knocks out all the points you got from Ricciardo and Raikkonen. So you actually got minus points from just Hamilton and Mercedes. And you're still 3rd. This is bullshit. Barto's in 3rd. Bottas, Verstappen, Ferrari, some decent points.
Interesting.
It's pretty close to you actually now, just 8 points off. Hardy is in 5th, 810, just 2 points ahead of Fox. That's going to be a bit of a battle to the end of the year.
No, it won't. He is Hamilton, so it won't be.
Well, you say that, and you're still only 2 points off. So, you know, Hardy, let's just skip my team. No, let's have a deep dive into it. You still have more points than Rage, Hardy. Yeah, not great though. Some decent points for Magnussen, surprisingly. I don't know how he gets 13 points with the race he had. How does he get... I'm very confused. But there you go. He got 13 points for crashing and then finishing behind a Williams. I'm down in 7th, unfortunately. 105 points. I even outscored Rage this week. But not only by 4 points. It's going to take probably about 120 races at that rate to catch him up. I didn't actually change my team this week, so it's probably my fault. And then Hammeister is still last, but actually a pretty good week for him, 152 points. Leclerc, Vettel and turboing Ricciardo seemed a pretty good call this week. So there we are. 2-horse race looking like for the title between Grant and Rob. And then still a pretty interesting 3rd place battle between Rage Bart, Hardy and Fox. I'm probably going to count myself out of it now, unless Ferrari finds some kind of miracle of it. But there we are.
If only.
That is the fancy for the week. Right, over to you, Rage.
Oh, really? You sure, mate?
Predictions first?
We always do predictions at the end.
Yeah, but Rage usually isn't ready.
No, I'm ready.
No, he assures he's ready this week.
Definitely ready this
he is
week,
going
mate.
next, whether he likes it or not.
Alright.
Right, 1 second.
Oh,
Well,
for fuck's sake.
we're waiting.
You're definitely ready,
Just,
yeah, mate?
No, I am.
Okay. Well, let's go. First meme.
Do you guys see that? See that save with Rossi?
Yes, I've seen the Rossi save.
That was
Right,
pretty
one
good.
set. One set. My
Yeah.
stream can
It's
see it.
biking Rossi.
No.
No. No.
Oh, Rossi.
Why would I see biking?
I don't know. I just immediately went to the more famous Rossi. Sorry. No, because I didn't see it. No, I haven't seen it.
First meme. First meme.
First meme coming up.
Oh, that's a good one.
First meme.
First meme.
That's the best one you've had in ages. I like that very much.
That's the best one you've had in ruddy ages.
It has a big old 9 out of 10 was for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many bars for you?
I'm gonna match 9 out of 10, but if there's nothing better, then I might move that up to a 10. But we'll
It
see.
started off really high. 10 out of 10 bars for that meme.
No, it's 9. It's 9 out of 10
Oh,
right
okay,
now.
no,
But
yeah.
It's definitely not. I'm giving myself room for the rest of the season.
Oh,
exactly. Yeah.
I
yeah.
changed it. I thought it was an 8. I thought it was good. It was
It's typical,
It's
isn't it?
better
One
than
that Ray
anything that
Jones
you
is
did.
It's okay. Me and Bob's like, brilliant. Best meme ever. Then we're going to get a really memey one in a minute and we're like, don't get it. This is terrible.
Next meme.
What the heck kind of language is that?
What?
It's the...
That's very decent as well.
Democracy.
Love democracy.
No, I'm talking about the 6,008 or 684,000 views.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
And the
It's
22
under
tis.
teas.
Well, no,
Whatever.
it's referring to the likes and dislikes, isn't it?
I know. Yeah, I get the meme. Yeah, it's 7 out of 10 for me.
Oh.
I'll give it an 8. That's pretty close.
Disappointed.
Just because it's Palpatine.
More of a standard meme for the next one.
Okay.
I never said how many bars. I liked it. 8 bars.
8 bars.
Previous one.
Lovely.
This one is maybe I chuckled briefly. 6 bars.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
It's
6.
pretty standard. Yeah. Yeah.
Run of the mill meme.
It's 5
Yeah.
for me.
Whoa. All right, fine. Next meme.
Eh.
I haven't seen it. My hopes aren't high.
It's got the. Have you not seen it yet, Jay?
Yeah.
It's got the confused lady doing some mathematician meme mixed with Norris's incident.
I mean,
Double
I
memes.
feel that would have improved
Mixed in
by,
memes.
I feel that would have been improved by it saying Norris trying to figure out what happened to Norris. Everyone else knew
Yeah.
because they saw the fire. But
Right.
am I trying to be too logical with memes again? Sorry. It's fairly decent. 6.5.
Okay.
I'll give it a 7.
7.
As
Fine.
in
I'll give it
accuracy, so you know.
6.5. 7. 7. 7 will do. 7 will do. Next. I like this meme. This is a really good meme.
This one better be good after that laugh.
All right, that's better.
I forgot about that meme. That's a good solid. That's a solid 8.
Yeah, 8.
That's a "you're sleeping on the sofa tonight" gift.
That was brilliant. It is indeed.
Yeah, fairly decent. I'd give it an 8.
8 bars. There's quite a few memes to go through this week. We're coming to the end. We're coming to the end though. We've only got a few more memes to go.
It's alright. It's the most interesting bit of the entire podcast so far. So. That's fine. Keep them coming.
Yep.
Forgot about this. Forgot about this. Don't worry, we're on it. Why did it take Jay so long to
He
see the
does.
meme?
Because I'm copying it in and changing the screen on.
Oh, okay, you're
each
showing on your
time.
screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just showed the
No, I'm
Discord.
just having us laugh and rate nothing.
I just showed the Discord.
Oh no.
Wait, you just show the Discord, you don't show the stream?
What?
What? Or are you showing the Discord on your stream?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Now Ray's just got a big Discord logo up, and that's his
Well,
stream.
no, I don't. I've actually got it on my second monitor, and I show my second monitor as an overlay because I'm not an absolute derp. But it's fine, you know. Paste them in individually, Jamie. Next meme. I never even found out how many boars. How many boars?
I'll give it a 9. That's good.
9. What?
You're breaking the system here, Ross. No, that's about 6 from me. It's a Grosjean meme, so it's pretty standard at this point.
It's a standard Grosjean
9.
Fine.
Mentally deranged, sir.
All right, fine. Go down to 4.
Oh, fine. Well,
You're now never allowed to watch a meme again.
It's the button slapping meme. It is a previously used meme. It's a good meme. Whether it deserves 9, I'm not sure. It's no Pepe, all right. I think it's solid 7 for me. This one's pretty good. This is a classic meme. Very popular these days, this meme. If you notice the actual content, the original meme content, extra bonus meme points for you.
What? The original meme? I don't understand what you mean by the original meme content.
Well, it's a picture from a meme. It's a meme. And then
Yeah,
they put your meme over the top of it.
Yeah, it's a
meme. You
meme
don't understand memes, guys. Come on.
Yes, I've seen this meme format. Yes.
Yes, the format. The format is what makes the meme funny. That compared with the new content, it makes the fucking meme.
Well, you see, I'm a meme purist. I feel they've got to be original.
No, that's the whole point.
It kind of just leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
It's meme-illusion.
I'll give it a 7.
I liked this meme.
It's a 6 for me.
What? Okay, fine. The button press got 9. This is the last meme of the day.
This isn't so much a meme section than it is to make Rage go insane.
Which in itself is a meme, so...
Last meme today.
Alright, with this one, I'm going to change the first meme to a 10, because nothing beat that first meme.
Really?
Really.
Yeah, this is okay.
I'm not a massive fan of this one. As well, it's from Arrival. My favourite one was the
Yeah, there always has to be one. All you got to do is crop like it a little bit lower.
Well, the button press was also from Arrival.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and
my favourite
the Lando Norris meme was from Arrival.
Oh, it was as well. But the Heidi face penalty meme was my favourite. That match made me laugh quite a bit. What makes it even better, on the thread of the Multi-21 meme, there was just a picture of Mark Webber just slowly raising his eyebrows up and down. that made it. That was even better than the meme itself.
Well,
I'll give this one a 7.
It's a 6 from me.
Fine.
Hey, you got us both to react well to a memes. You're making progress.
Okay.
Multi-21 was good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Good memeing.
Alright, that's the end of the memes. Fucking hell, that was hard.
That's our aim with this section, just to
just the pure confusion when Fox just goes, yeah, it's a 9. 9!
You don't understand how important this system is. You can't just go throwing 9s around. What's wrong with you? Okay, well, moving on to France then, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will be an okay race. Some drivers will get lost, as they normally do, in Spaghetti Junction, as I like to call it.
Spaghetti Junction. I forgot that you call it Spaghetti Junction.
It is, man. It's a fucking mess.
It is.
Just fix it. Like, I don't want to... Oh, I've got to race it again in a few weeks. I'm going to hate it. Immediately get back on that track and just... Yeah, I'm going to take whichever chicane I feel like. Because I don't know which one it is. We'll see. It's a track that hasn't got much history, so it's difficult to know.
Paul Ricard? What do you mean hasn't got much history?
Well, they've had one race
yeah.
in this new format, so...
I guess a new format, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Paul
not much
Ricard
form
is
to
historical
go on, I would
track,
say.
but yeah.
Yeah, there's not much form to go on in Formula One sense. And, you know, some races can have a pretty average first year and turn out to be great races from there on, but I don't think this is going to be one of them, but we'll see. Predictions. I can't really go past it. I think I'm going to go Hamilton, Vettel, Leclerc. I reckon same result. Bam, he's done it.
Hamilton, Vettel, Leclerc.
Yeah.
So, I was like, you're doing the same?
No, I was questioning his. Right, fine. I'm gonna go with Giovinazzi.
All right. What's your second place?
No.
you know that's now final. You can't change that.
No.
That's the way
I'm gonna go with Leclerc.
Giovinazzi,
Charles
Leclerc.
Leclerc.
Yep.
Charles Leclerc.
For
Are you
both?
gonna-
First and second, huh?
Yeah, both. He's gonna.
No,
actually-
no, it's Giovinazzi, Leclerc. Done.
No. Leclerc.
Oh, Leclerc again. Okay. 2, 3, and 4.
Leclerc. Hamilton.
Again?
Vettel. Leclerc. Hamilton. Vettel. Leclerc.
Okay,
Vettel. Hamilton.
so it's Giovinazzi,
Leclerc, Hamilton, Vettel.
Leclerc, Vettel.
Hamilton, Vettel, Hamilton.
Yeah. No,
All right.
Leclerc. Hamilton. Vettel. All right. Just those three.
All right. Is Hardy still in the chat?
Yeah. What you do?
Yes,
Oh, Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen
yeah.
for me in France.
Was that Hamilton? What was it?
Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen.
All right. So both Rage and Hardy gave the same exact predictions as they did last week.
Okay.
Really?
And how did we get on last week?
Oh, you got 2 points, Jay. Rage got 1.5 points. Hardy got 1 point. And I got 1.5 points.
Okay. Overall?
Overall, I'm in last with 6.5 points. Then in third, we have Rage with 7 points.
Okay.
Second, we have 10 points with Hardy. And first, we have Jay with 10.5 points.
I'm going to win
it's
something
close
this
between
year.
you boys.
Finally.
Jesus.
You're gonna win a T-shirt with your.
Do you know what I should really do? Is just is start matching my fantasy team to my predictions. That's what's really doing me in here.
So I'm going to say my predictions. I'm going to say Gasly's going to win.
You've given up, haven't you? Jesus.
Leclerc will come in
That's
second.
the equivalent of saying 9.
Hamilton will come in third. All right, perfect.
Okay, good luck with that. If you somehow
just
win
watch.
this season, it'll be such a travesty.
I mean, I put Perez in third for Baku, so just like I'm going for the one upset.
That was a decent shouting. Gasly to win in France, not such a decent shout.
That's what. Well, yeah, I'm going for the shock. Correct prediction of the season
No,
is
it's
basically
still
what I'm
against
going
you
for
1
at this
point,
point.
Right?
You're right, but then I'll be the guy who guessed Gasly's first win, even though I guessed it every other week.
I still don't think you'll get there if you do that.
That's fair. It's France though. He's French, home race.
That's how that works. Yep.
They usually perform better, depends on the racer. If you're,
Yeah, they did really well last year. The French drivers, they all
Yeah.
take it out on lap 1.
they took each other out on lap 1,
Oh,
please.
that's it, yeah. Sorry, big difference. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, I think we got back roughly to the time we wanted to start making these podcasts, just over an hour. So, not too bad. I hope everybody enjoyed. I'm just hoping week after week that we get a good race that we'll talk about for hours because it was such a good race. But I don't think that's going to be next time out in France. But I might be wrong. You never know. But we need something. We need a big race to really ignite the season because it's one of the worst in memory. unfortunately. Thank you, Fox. Thank you, Rage, for joining me as always.
No worries.
And I hope you guys tune in and join us again next time out in France in a couple of weeks. Until then, thank you very much for listening. We'll speak to you again very soon. Oh, no. We can't go yet.
Why?
Because I haven't done the thing.
The outro.
I forgot to do it at the beginning again. Fuck's sake.
Do I have to talk over it again? Or
I mean, that was your choice last time. Again, it's not really... Is that tradition now?
Well, no, it's just completely ruins our old tradition where I used to say something before we cut. But it's fine. It's not like a tradition.
I mean, if you want to start a timer for 29 seconds, then you can do it afterwards if you want.
No, it's fine, mate. Don't you worry.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for watching. We'll catch you next time.
I'm a Canberra milk kid. From the time that I was old enough, my mum would pour a great big cup. And since then I've been drinking. It keeps my mind a-thinking. Wherever I am, wherever I roam, the thing that always brings me home is the taste that I've been missing. The Canberra milk tradition. And that's why I keep coming back to proudly wear my milk moustache. Cause I'm a Canberra